What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Cosmic Carry here. Today I'm going to be going over the guaranteed silver that you can get from proving grounds on a daily basis. I put up a video with about this, but I didn't provide any kind of commentary. It was very basic, and I threw in a few instructions up on screen. But I thought I'd do it again and provide a commentary this time, because it's a pretty good deal, this, and I don't know how long this has been in game. I think it's been in game for quite a while, and nobody's kind of ever noticed it really and took it seriously because of the fact, it's proving grounds. And me myself, I every time I play, pretty much my first game of the day, whenever I play, I go into proving grounds and I get my 250k plus silver, from the one battle on Island Race, and it's guaranteed, for pretty much, 95% of the time it's guaranteed. If somebody kind of interrupts me and I'm forced to put down the controller, then I don't get the 250k, and or if I royally screw up somewhere, I don't get it. Pretty much for the most part I get around 260k. I'm trying to get like 260, 270 on a regular basis. For the most part it's around 250, 260, 260k silver guaranteed, without, and that's a pretty good deal. That's, if you do that for 10 days straight, that's 3 million silver free, or 5 days straight, that's 1.5 million silver free, kind of thing. So that's a pretty good thing, and it takes basically about 10 minutes, I would say. And but that's the whole thing about the proving grounds. I don't want to. You can earn silver in proving grounds, but I'm of the opinion that I'm not interested in playing games in proving grounds. I've never played games in proving grounds because you're playing against bots, and there's no challenge there. But I'm sure there's kids out there, the younger generation, who don't mind playing proving grounds, and you can play multiple games, and you can get which should accumulate more than 250k silver over a period of 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever games. But me myself personally, I like to go in, play one game, get that little bonus, 250k silver, lovely, in and out, job done. So just to recap, you go to proving grounds, and basically we're not gonna do this. I choose my type 59, and just to, yeah, but there we go. Pardon me. We'll go back to why I choose the Type 59 in a second. Out of all these game modes, I've played most of them, and they are what they are. They're nothing special. Some of them are over in 2 minutes, like Mine Skirmish. Some of them take a while, like Hunt the E100, and each one there's a specific reason why they're in there, and I don't think I've ever played, for instance, this, so I'm not an authority on all these modes. But out of the ones that I have played, like here, Encounter Battle, you can earn 150, 200k silver in this game mode, for instance. You can, but you can also end up earning just 50k silver. It's not guaranteed. It just kind of depends what type of bots you're up against, and etc, etc. Sometimes you can get overwhelmed in this game mode, but so it's not guaranteed. If you're the type of player such as myself, who only wants one game, who can only tolerate one game in proving grounds, and that's it, then Island Race is the way to go. Island Race, with myself playing on Island Race, it's gotten to the stage where it's I'm trying to hit 280k silver. That's how fine-tuned I have the system, how well I have the system down for playing this game mode, you know, on Island Race. And the reason why I choose the Type 59 basically is because it has everything that I want, everything that I need in order to complete this game mode, you know, on Island Race. It has armor, and you need a little bit of armor. Occasionally, you know, there's going to be 2-3 enemy tanks occasionally shooting at you from different directions, and one of them is going to pen you in the side, and there's 15 enemy tanks, and basically you need armor to go the distance. Basically, to go the distance. For the most part, the bots do focus on yourself and not the Pershings, because that's what you're rolling out with. You know, it's always Pershings. If you're rolling out a tier 8, it's always just super Pershings, and they never ever focus on the super Pershings. And I think most of that is down to the fact that you need to stay ahead of the super Pershings in order so you can harvest the most amount of damage, and that's why, you know, they're mostly focusing on you, because they can't actually see the super Pershings. The super Pershings need to be well behind you. You know, you need to keep well ahead of them so you can farm the most amount of damage, so you can get the most amount of silver. It also has a pretty decent gun with pretty decent pen. Yeah, it actually doesn't have a pretty decent gun, you know, but for firing against bots, for multiplayer, it's a sucky gun. It's a terrible gun. But for proving grounds, for firing against bots who are immobile, who don't move, who don't swerve, who don't angle, you know, the pen is fine. The accuracy is fine, absolutely, 100%. You know, one negative thing about the Type 59, it only carries 40 rounds. You know, it only carries 40 rounds, so that is kind of like a negative. So you got, it has speed, it has mobility, it has some decent armor, because you need armor to go the distance, and it has a pretty decent gun. You know, for instance, if you take a look, you know, the E4, the Super Pershing, this tank wouldn't work because it doesn't have the speed to stay ahead of the pack. You know, you're going to be rolling out with other Super Pershings, it's just not going to work. This tank is 100% viable, but armor, you need a little bit of armor. Sometimes you get caught out, you lose those hit points, and you're going to go the distance. You know, you're not going to get killed if you lose 75% of your hit points. You can still complete the game. You can still go to the end of the game, but you're not going to get as much silver as you would if you're in a Type 59, and you don't have to worry about losing those hit points because you have armor. Shut up, cat. Same thing with the M46 Korea. Too slow, you know. Panther 88, quick, nimble, fantastic gun, but armor, you know. Mutts, no armor. Jagdtiger, way too slow, you know, way too slow. Scorpion, fantastic gun, but no armor. It's not going to go the distance. AMX CDC, same thing, no armor. Yes, it has a bit of armor, the FCM50T. Motherland, another 100% viable option. KV5, this tank has the armor, but, you know, the gun. Here, the gun is the problem. It's going to be when you're trying to pen those tier 8 heavies. Yeah, you're going to be, you know, a KV4, because you shouldn't be basically firing premium. IS6 is a viable option. Yeah, I'd say so. Why not? Maybe speed will be a bit of an issue because you want to stay ahead of those Super Pershings. The second KV5, STA2, no, don't, no armor. You know, you need a bit of armor. You need a bit of armor. Edelweiss, yeah, you know, Edelweiss is pretty decent armor. You know, it's okay. But out of my tanks, I would go for basically the Type 59. It's reliable, 100%. It gets the job done. Need a bit of armor to get to the end of the game, staying well ahead of the pack. It needs to be able to bounce shots, because most of the reds are going to be shooting at you because you're going to be so ahead of the pack, etc, etc. So when you roll in, basically you need to turn on the ops, which is smell of victory. That's automatically on. It's ×2 silver. Didn't feel a thing, which is block 1000. And what was the other one? Yeah, steel gaze, which is detects 10 enemy tanks ×2 silver. So it's 3 sets of ×2 silver: steel gaze, smell of victory, and didn't feel a thing. And the third one you can, you know, either put on a boom boom, crushing blow. You know, it's up to you. It's totally up to you which one you want to put on. With my setup for the Type 59, you know, you can choose the equipment that you want. This is what I have: gun rammer, gun lane drive, and vents, you know, because I want to be shooting that gun as quick as possible. The aim time is a bit lousy on this tank, but I want to be moving on, you know, as quick as possible. With the supplies, I don't have any premium loaded, you know, so that kind of presents a bit of a challenge, a bit of a problem. But you're here to make silver, you know, you're here to make silver. You're not here to get kills. Of course you're here to pen stuff, because in order to get silver you have to pen stuff, but I just don't load silver premium shells, and that's it. All cheap consumables, absolutely 100%. This is basically, these two are here to repair your gun, because your gun will get damaged on occasion, sometimes twice in, you know, in one battle. And this is here as well, you know, to heal your gunner if he gets taken out, or, you know, or your driver if he gets taken out. These are kind of really important. Don't put on the big ones, because, you know, they're 20k a piece, and you're going to be losing money because of that. So this is my optimal setup for the game. This is how I set up my tank. This is how I set up my ops, etc, etc. So let's walk through one game on the island race. Okay, here we go. Island Race Proving Grounds. The name of the game here is to earn as much silver as possible. We're guaranteed we're going to earn that silver. Yo, man, we're going to be earning that silver. Absolutely guaranteed. The question is, how much? In order to maximize the amount of silver that you earn, you need to be the one that's placing the shots on the bots, not your platoon. Now, in order for you to do getting as many shots as possible, you need to get as far ahead of your platoon, as far ahead as you can, basically, you know. That's why I kind of chose the Type 59, because it does have a bit of speed, and it kind of leaves the Super Pershings in its dust, in its wake, and, you know, it's not that quick, that fast. When it comes to the kills, so get as far ahead of these guys as you possibly can, but keep in mind you need to be going through these green rings in order to activate the next tank. If you're not going through these green rings, it won't activate the next tank, and you'll have to go back and activate the green ring, by which time the Super Pershings will be way ahead of you, etc, etc. And don't try and kind of play around with the setup, you know, because there is a time limit, and it does take about 10 to 12 minutes, you know, to complete the mode. You need to be taking out these bots as efficiently as possible, you know. Take that shot. I won't demonstrate it here, basically, because this guy's kind of hull down. I'm kind of limited in options when it comes to shooting at the guy. But you'll see me take my shot and I move forward. Take my shot and then I move forward, you know, ready for the next shot. So I'm trying to... There you go. I took my shot on the KV2 and now I'm moving forward. Take my next shot, you know. While my gun is reloading, I'm moving forward. I'm still trying to keep as much distance between myself and the Super Pershings as possible, you know, at 100%. So you need to be keeping that distance between yourself and your platoon, and at the same time trying to get in as many shots as possible. Firefly, get a shot into him. At the same time, you know, keep angling your tank, you know, because these tanks are looking down upon you, so your effective armor is actually reduced, you know. So this is a good little sprint here where I'm gonna you can see the Super Pershings have caught up with me, but there's a good, you know, 10-20 meters where I can gain some distance between myself and them. And always the spawn locations are always the same, you know. There's a tank up here on the left, 100%, and now I need to take him out as efficiently as possible. The only kind of negative thing is when you get a whole bunch of light tanks, you know, which don't, their health pool isn't that great, and you don't earn as much silver, you know. There you go, he penned me. I think he penned me because I exposed my side, you know. They can still, they kind of auto aim at you, and if you show your side, they're gonna pen you, you know, 100%. Again, there's a nice like straight here where I can gain some distance between myself and the Pershing. Next spawn point is coming up on my left hand side on the top of the hill, so I need to be taking him out as efficiently as possible, as quick as possible, so I can move on to the next target, you know, so I can get all the shots onto you know, this is a light tank. I don't need to zoom in, I can just auto aim. There you go. And I'm preparing to leave, you know. You can see me turning my tank. I'm preparing to leave. Yeah, I'm trying to be as efficient as I can with my shots, with my movement, trying to keep that distance between myself and the Super Pershings. And I know I'm going on about this. I mean, this is a might sound a bit boring, but the video is about this game mode, and I'm trying to give you the best advice that I can. And all of these kind of little minute things kind of add up and give you bonus silver, you know. And this is almost like a perfect game, you know. This is almost like the best game I've ever had on Island Race, you know, silver making wise, and almost, I'd say, you know, it could have been better, but anyhow. Next tank is in this little mini valley on the left. Need to take him out as quick as possible. Keep in mind, you know, as I pull up, I'm going to be exposing my side, so I still need to angle. VK30 at 0.1p. Still angling my tank, still angling. Now, I'm getting ready to leave. Did he pen me? I think he penned me there. And there we go, we're good to go. And now you're going to see attack up your left. You can take like a wild shot at the thing. Most of the time you kind of miss. Yeah, there you go. Because it's the tank, it's mobile. It goes up this little hill and gets stuck up against the rocks here. And you can finish him off. See, and this was a bit of a mistake, you know. I should have kept moving. I didn't need to stop, you know. 100% didn't need to stop. I didn't take him out as efficiently as possible. And now we're going to be rearming the tank. This is just it's like 10-20 meters to the center of the map, and because we're down to 14 shells. We're going to be resupplying our ammo, and this is actually kind of really important. When you're at this stage, you shouldn't be able to see any of your teammates on the little compass map, and it's very important to take this supply drop as quick as possible, you know, and use your handbrake. Try and be smart. You can see, and yeah, kind of, I screwed it up. I could have taken it much better, much quicker. So. And now we're moving on to the next green circle, next checkpoint, and you don't have to go straight through, you know, you don't have to hit the checkpoint. You can just be in the vicinity of the checkpoint. There's going to be a tank up on our right. Usually it's a light tank. Just going to auto aim, take him out. Hey, there you go, it's a Cromwell. Get one pen. And now I'm already thinking about moving on to the next tank to my left, you know, as quick as possible. And you don't want to be see any of your teammates on your compass map. If you're not seeing them, you know, moving, they're on the edge there, that's fine, but you don't want to be seeing, you know, because they're going to be stealing your kills, your damage, and your silver basically. So there you go, my gun gets damaged, and that's why I bring a repair kit. And you can see once it's super Pershing there on the mini map, and that's not what you want to see. You know, you want to keep them as far behind you as possible. A43, I'm going to be taking the shot. Quick. We move up. Again, you know, when we're about 3 seconds away, and you kind of synchronize that reload with the aim time almost perfectly. Look, as they kind of match up at the same time. The bots keep on saying, great shot. So this is kind of the dodgy bots actually kind of, they cut through. They don't follow you around, you know, this corner that I just went. They actually cut through the center, which is kind of wrong. There's always a tank here to your right. You can just auto aim and take him out. There's always a tank ever so slightly to your left here, and you'll see in a minute. There's the tank here is always like a medium. Nothing dangerous that can pen you. Just angle your tank, you'll be good to go. And there you go, there's a tank to my left. It's a light tank. It's usually a heavy. It's usually like a tier 8 heavy or a medium. I bounced. So it's very important that you don't expose your tank, because there's another tank behind him. So just expose your tank enough, you know, to get shots on this first tank. And yeah, you can see that other tank is kind of shooting at me. Because that tank off in the distance does have a height advantage, it's reducing your effective armor. And here you'll notice, see, I'm exposing my side. I'm still exposing my side, you know. Again, he pens me, and I think that's the autoloader. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to, again, he pens me. And I say, okay, well, that's it. He can't pen you anymore. If he pens you, there you go, he penned me one more time. If he pens you anymore, you're going to die, and you're going to end up losing, and all of this will have been for nothing. And this is what I'm talking about. You need a bit of armor. As soon as I angle the thing and play the tank properly, he can't penetrate me. But you know, I had to cross this lake here, exposing my side. I didn't want the Pershings to catch up to me. You kind of jiggling everything at the same time. You know, you're trying to keep that distance, but you're trying to keep moving, and you're trying to keep shoot the targets, but at the same time you're trying to remain mobile. So you know, it's all of these factors. So there's one tank. It's always usually a tier 8. It's always usually a tank that's pretty difficult to pen, and today is not. You know, it's the same. It's a KV Fortress, basically, which is quite a tough tank to pen with regular rounds, but I can, you know, pen him in the side, absolutely, 100%. And basically what's going on here, he's not moving. If I come closer to him, he will start moving, you know, and if I continue sniping at him, he's not going to move, you know, and even if he loses 90% of his hit points, it's not until, possibly maybe it might be because I haven't hit the checkpoint to my right, but basically the closer you get, he starts moving, and it's much easier to pen a KV4 if he's you know, not moving mobile, just sitting there. But at the same time, you can see, you know, occasionally he kind of points his gun in my direction, and but yeah, yeah, see, getting scared. If he takes me out, that's it, you know, I've screwed up for the day, because I only get one shot at this basically, and that's it, you know, to earn that 260, 270k silver. I can redo it again, but I won't earn as much, you know, and I'll be forced to play a second game. If I screw up, I generally give up, you know. I don't play a second game because it's like, nah, I'm not doing this a second time. But you can see 55 pens, 13 kills. This is what you want to be looking for at the end of the game, you know. You've got all those bonuses, silver bonuses, 100%, and you end up with 11k damage, 6k blocked, which doesn't, you know, factor in at all into your silver. But anyhow, 277k silver. I was actually looking for 280. I'm trying to break 280k silver. So yeah. So there you go. That's how I do it on a daily basis. Try and stay in front of my tanks as much as possible. You know, I'm not going to go over it again. I think I've gone over everything enough. But yeah, that's how I do it on a daily basis. Basically, that's what how I play this game mode in order to get my lovely silver bonus on a daily basis. So hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Take it easy. Adios, muchachos.